Hi everyone, my name is Monique,
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
and today we're going to be doing a two-player playthrough of a game called Borealis Arctic Expeditions.
Yes, this game is designed by Dariusz Mindur and published by Lucky Duck Games, who are helping sponsor this playthrough. Now, in this game, players take on the roles of the leads of scientific teams. We're in the Arctic and we are trying to photograph the best animal collection.
That's right. This is a card-driven and worker management game for 2 to 4 players that plays in about 45 minutes, in which players are going to need to strategically play cards to their tableau in order to maximize various scoring criteria around the table. And so today, as per usual, we are going to start with a very quick teach of the game, and we'll go straight into a 2-player playthrough. If you'd like to jump around, we'll include timestamps in the description below.
Now, we do have to mention this is a pre-production copy of the game, so things may be changed in the final product. If you are interested in the game, we've left a link down below, which you can check out for more information. And lastly, if you like these kind of videos and you want to see more in the future, please consider subscribing.
And with that, we are ready to begin. So, if you please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for our 2-player game of Borealis Arctic Expeditions. Welcome to the Arctic.
It's cold.
It's very cold. Now, like we were mentioning, in this game, players play as leaders of their own scientific teams who are tasked with photographing various animals in the wild. And so in this game, there are 5 different species of animals. They're all represented in this deck of cards here. And during setup, players will start with a hand of 4 cards as well as their own player boards in which you'll be playing cards to and managing your various workers.
And these workers are our scientists.
Oh yes, sorry, not workers, they're scientists. Now the gameplay itself is actually pretty straightforward. Starting with the first player and going clockwise, each round, players are going to be taking a turn, basically playing a card from their hand to one of their 3 different locations on their board and moving the various scientists. However, in this game, there are many different things that you can score points for, and that is going to be the difficulty in sort of keeping up with all of the different scoring objectives.
Sure.
So then, the way that a turn works is on your turn, you're either going to take an action that allows you to observe an animal, or you're going to regroup. Observing an animal allows you to play a card from your hand to one of the 3 different locations on the board, and whenever we play cards, we're going to be creating stacks or columns of cards in these various locations. So in the future, when I play more cards to this location, I'm going to stack them so that we can always see the species and any other information at the bottom of the cards. Now, each card always features 2 scientists at the top left-hand corner that you'll be required to move to new locations. In this example, if I'd like to play this card, I'd first have to move a yellow scientist to the left and a pink scientist to the right, which means in order for me to play the card, I have to have both a yellow and pink scientist still in that location. So in this case, I would move the yellow scientist to this middle location here, and the pink scientist would move to one of the 2 camps that are on the edge of the boards. Now in future turns, because each card always shows 2 scientists, I wouldn't be able to play a card here until I've moved a scientist back. But now, on a future turn, I could play a card like this, which requires me to move 2 yellow scientists, now that there are 2 yellow scientists there. And so that is a majority of what the scientist management will look like. Now, anytime a scientist moves to a camp, they're basically going to stay there until you take a regroup action. You can't actually move them out of the camps.
So thematically, they are just resting at the camp.
Yes. In addition, after playing a card and moving the required scientists, each column has their own transportation track. And so if the vehicle on the card that you just played matches the next space on your transportation track, then you can move the corresponding flag down that space. And at the end of the game, you're basically going to score points equal to the last space that each flag has reached.
Yeah, so since Monique in her example played a sleigh card, that's why she was able to move it down. If she either played a sleigh or a canoe.
That's a kayak.
Kayak, then she would be able to move this down. Any other vehicle type, she would not be able to move that down, so
Right.
that goes there.
Or had I played the card in either of the other 2 columns, I would not be able to move down the flag because there is no sleigh on the next available space. And once you finish resolving your card, then you'll always end your turn by drawing a new one, either from the face-up display that will always have 4, or from the top of the deck. And each player starts the game with 2 one-point tokens, so if ever you don't like what you see in the display, you can always discard one of your tokens in order to refresh the display and draw a new display of 4.
Yeah, so you're spending a point to see new cards.
Now, if at the start of your turn you either can't play a card or you don't want to, then instead of observing an animal, you can take the regroup action, which basically allows you to sort of reset your board. When taking this action, you can first discard any number of cards from your hand in order to redraw that many specifically from the draw deck. Then you would gain a number of point tokens equal to the number of scientists that you have specifically in camps. So these are the ones that are resting, and we're going to keep all of our point tokens off screen, just so you're aware. And then you'll end this action by moving all scientists that are in both of your rest camps to a single location. So you cannot distribute them amongst the 3 different locations. You have to choose one to drop all of them into.
So this is where knowing what cards are in your hand and what scientists are required is really, really important, so you can set yourself up for success.
And that's essentially how a turn works. You're either going to be observing an animal or you're going to regroup. Now, each time you play the game, you're going to play with a different combination of 3 of these mid-game objectives, and they all sort of pertain to a different thing. We have an animal objective, we have one for the vehicles, and one for the scientists. As an example, our vehicle objective says to have 4 identical vehicles in play.
Yep.
So we are going to be trying to race to have 4 of one type of vehicle in display amongst our cards. And as soon as a person is able to complete one of these objectives, then you score it immediately, and you gain one of the 5-point tokens.
Yep.
All other players around the table have until the end of that round to complete the objective, so it is a race. And we'll go over the other 2 objectives right before we start. Now, as soon as one player has played their 7th card to a single location on their player board, then that triggers the end of the game, and you finish out the round so that players have had an equal number of turns, and then we go into final scoring. At the end of the game, we are going to score points for a number of different things. The first thing is for having sets of the same species of animals within a single location. So basically, for each of your 3 locations, you're going to total up the number of same species animal symbols, and you're going to score points depending on how many you collected. If I have an entire location that is complete with 7 cards of the exact same animal, then that's 21 points.
Yep.
So it sort of scales this way. But keep in mind that you're going to be calculating for each different species within a single location. So you can say collect 3 puffins for 3 points and 2 polar bears for 1 point within one location.
Right. It's in your best interest to try to get the like type animals.
But as you'll see, we also have endgame scoring cards that maybe will push you in a different direction.
And just so everybody's aware, there are 5 different types of animals and 5 different types of vehicles.
Right. And speaking of vehicles, after scoring our different species, then we're going to score points equal to the lowest space that our flags have reached on our 3 vehicle tracks. Some animal cards, such as these ones, have points printed on the bottom. And so we'll then add up all the points that we've amassed amongst the cards that we played. We'll also add up our total number of points that we have in scoring tokens. And finally, we're going to score for the 2 different endgame scoring cards that we have in play. As an example, in today's game, we have interspecies relationships that scores us 3 points for each location with animals of exactly 2 species.
Oh, okay.
So if we have a location that has a 3rd type of animal in there, you do not score the 3 points for it. This will score a maximum of 9 points.
Right, okay.
And that's essentially it. At that point, whoever has the most points wins. And in the case of a tie, ties are broken in favor of the player who has reached the lowest point on their vehicle tracks. So otherwise, I think we are ready to begin. Are you ready?
Yep.
We just have to see who goes first.
Sure, okay.
Odds or evens?
Let's go, I'll go evens.
1, 2, 3.
Odds, so it's
All
going to
right.
be you.
So I'm going to be first player.
Okay.
We do need a hand of 4 cards each.
All right, we each get 4 cards, so
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4 for
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, and 4. I can't.
And if you are unhappy with your starting hand, you can discard once to
Single
redraw a
mulligan.
new hand of cards, because this is a very planned out sort of game. Like, it's going to require some planning on our
Oh, yeah.
parts. Now, as for the objectives and our 2 scoring cards for this gameplay, first we have the organized expedition, which we were discussing during the teach, which requires us to have 4 identical vehicles in play.
Yep.
Next, we have splitting up, that requires us to have maximum 2 scientists in each location.
Ooh, okay.
So the first person to do that can
yeah.
score that.
Okay.
And then we have spotting list. Spotting list that says have all 5 different species in play.
Ooh, that is
So-
not with the 7 of one type.
It's not, but it's also, I mean, the 7 of one type is not going to really let you score much in
No.
terms of these scoring cards,
Okay.
because our other 2 scoring cards here at the end of the game is interspecies relationships, which again is 3 points for each location with animals of exactly 2 species, which means you're not going to score the 21 points if you want to meet this. And we have territorial animals. This scores you 6 points for each location with no animals of the same species adjacent to each other.
Ooh.
And what this is referring to when it talks about adjacency is animals that are next to each other stacked within the same
the same
location.
location.
Not horizontal amongst different ones, But literally, if I have a polar bear and then I played another polar bear after that, I would not be eligible for this card.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's like that's like completely incongruent from getting 7.
It's completely, yes.
Okay.
If I want to score both of these in the same location, then I would just basically have to alternate the two
Yes.
species. You know what I
It'd
mean?
be like polar bear puffin.
Yeah.
Polar bear puffin all the way up. Okay.
All right. I'll keep my hand.
Yeah, same.
All right. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, you're first player.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go first. And of course, I'm going to start us off by observing an animal.
Yeah. Hopefully
No
with the right
regrouping.
vehicle type.
So I'm going to start us off by playing an Arctic fox to my middle location here.
Okay.
Now, it requires me to move a blue scientist to the left and a pink scientist to the right. So I've completely depleted this location.
Yeah.
I'll have to move the other ones around if I want to continue playing in the middle column. As for the vehicle, this has a submarine, and my first space here also has a submarine. So I'm moving my flag down.
Solid.
All right, that is that. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And I don't quite have a plan yet, which is bad. You probably should have a plan from the beginning.
Based off the 4 cards you have in hand. Yeah.
And based off of the different scoring criteria.
Yep.
And I'll just go ahead and take this snowy owl card. All right. So that I'm going to go ahead and refill the display. And now it is to you, Naveen.
All right. Well, I definitely want to get off the block on a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. I'll play this owl here. So I'm going to play this one to this right column. And so the vehicle is going to match. And I have to move a pink scientist to the left. And we have a resting blue scientist over there.
Already.
Yeah. Bluish
So
green.
soon.
What color would you say this is? This is like
It's like a light blue.
like a light blue?
Yeah.
So then I'm going to move my flag down because it does match.
Okay.
I'm going to top deck.
Oh, okay.
Let's go mystery.
Mystery.
Let's do it. Come on.
Very good.
All right.
All right, so then it goes back to me. And I'm going to go ahead and play this snowy owl. So I'm going to play it to the third location here, requiring me to move a pink one to the left and a yellow one to the right. So now I have a resting scientist as well.
Okay.
As for the vehicle, this is a kayak, which matches the next space there.
Very good.
And then I'll go ahead and end by taking a polar bear. So there's that.
Polar bear.
What do we have next? We have a puffin. Okay, so none of these are scoring the 1 point. Usually the ones that have the same color at the top left are more difficult to sort of pull off.
Right.
So they'll give you that extra point at the end of the game.
Speaking of those, I have one of these. It's a seal.
Okay,
So we have a seal that required 2 pinks. So I made sure to
yeah.
move a pink in
there you go.
so
is
that
an
I can
example.
split them up. So 1 pink's going to go left.
Uh-huh.
1 is going to go to the right. Now opening up this to be replayed as long as
Okay.
I have this combination.
Yep.
This is going to get me a point at the end of the game. And then because it's a submarine,
Yes.
I'm going to move this down.
Perfect.
All right. So I'm going to spend a token. Let's wipe this thing.
Oh, wow.
I don't like it.
So soon. You're spending a whole point here.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give yourself a new
set of
display.
4.
I'm just going to create a discard pile here.
3 and 4. Please be something. Please be
So
something.
this is not a part of the display.
That is not. Ooh.
Is this what
boy.
you want? Are you looking for something specific? Ooh, we have some of these doubles here.
We do. It's just this.
Yeah.
That's a double.
Uh-huh.
My blue is out. 1 blue is out. I'll take it though. I'm gonna take this one because
Okay.
oh no, this is not the right person. That's not an owl.
This is a puffin.
That's a puffin.
You have to be very clear about
I
the difference
know.
between a puffin and an owl.
Okay, I'll take this owl over here. Let's just say forget it to that puffin.
Okay.
See you later, puffin. All right,
All right.
there we go.
So now it goes back to me, and it's time for another Arctic fox. So I am breaking this territorial animal scoring
Yeah.
condition. I'm going fox.
So they're adjacent to each other.
They are adjacent to
Okay.
each other. I now have 2 of the same type of animal species in the same location that are adjacent. So it has the exact combination I have here. So yellow is going to go to the left, pink is going to go to the right, and it is a kayak.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
there's that.
good.
Now I can't play anything here until I've finagled things.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing as I'm collecting Arctic foxes, I'm going to take this one.
Okay.
All right.
Put a new card out.
Back to you.
What do we got here? Oh, that's a puffin. That's a great one for this.
Don't get it. I mean, you have to play a card first.
I know. I'm thinking doing the alternate thing. You know how like you don't want you want 2 species
Oh, this.
exactly in the
This one.
column. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want them to like alternate.
I see.
I wanted to do like 7, 7, 7. That's really hard to do.
That is super hard to do.
That's really hard to do.
It's technically not
Yeah.
impossible, but getting 1 species in each, 21 times 3, that's a lot of points.
a lot of points,
You're
yeah.
sacrificing all the other objectives, but
Pretty much, yeah.
maybe you can try.
I'll try. So I will do this. I'm gonna break. I'm gonna get 2 different species here. So I'm gonna put this puffin here.
Okay.
This requires blue to go this way,
Uh-huh.
yellow to go this way.
Okay.
And then, because I have the right type of vehicle,
Yes.
a kayak, we're going to move it on down.
This thematically represents the type of transportation that you are taking to get to these animals.
Yeah.
So you took a kayak to go photograph
to
the
take
puffins.
this photo right here.
Yeah.
That specific photo. Look at them. All right, so I was happy about
Just hanging out.
something. What was it?
The puffin.
The puffin.
You said
yeah.
that's a puffin. Was it this one? I don't remember now.
Okay, this is getting really challenging.
Yeah, the further you go into the game, the more difficult it is for you to actually,
Do it.
for you to actually reach your plans.
Yeah, because like if I really want to make this happen, I need a seal here.
Yeah.
There's no seals out there. So I'll take this card here.
Okay.
Potentially setting
know
myself
that's
up.
the puffin you were talking about.
No.
All right,
Yeah.
new card. We have another snowy owl. So then it goes back to me, and I'm going to play a card to my first column here for the first time. This is a puffin. Look at this photo. We ventured via skis to take this photo.
He's in the snow. Makes sense.
It's actually a fantastic photo, imagine. So yellow to the left, now resting in this camp, and a blue one back into the middle here. And I took skis, which matches that there. All right.
You happy with the selection there?
Why? Are you trying to get me to,
You should wipe it.
wipe it for you?
Yeah, I wiped it once.
Nice try.
Come on.
I'm not going to wipe it. I'm going to take this one.
That one?
Snowy owl, yeah.
Specifically that one?
Yes. All right, back to you.
Oh, bear. Okay, now that bear showed up, I can justify this card. I'm going to play a bear here.
Okay.
And this requires me to move a blue here.
Okay.
And then this blue to the right. There we go. So now we're like that. It does match the skis, and it's going to be worth a point at the end. And then
Very
now
nice.
there's a sled here, and I see a bear sled, so I'm going to take this one right there.
All right.
Perfect. Okay, back to you.
Okay. Back to me. I'm going to observe another animal, and this time it's going to be a seal.
Okay.
So this is going to go
You're breaking a little here.
in my location here,
Okay, you got the seal.
and I
huh?
have to move a pink over and a blue to resting.
Yep.
I'm taking skis to take this picture. Can you imagine if somebody took this picture?
Is it hugging a polar
They're
bear?
hugging. I think they're hugging. I think this is a seal and a seal pup, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So I took the skis, which is my next spot there.
Okay.
So,
Wipe it.
no. We're not wiping. When you take a regroup action, you can discard cards from your hand and draw from the deck.
That's true,
So
yeah.
maybe you can regroup.
Maybe.
Even though it's a bit difficult because it's the same color, I'm going to take this.
Okay.
So it's 2 yellows. But it scores a point at the end of the game. Those are nice.
Ooh, look at this one. Okay, this one's not going to match vehicle, unfortunately, but we're going to get moving on
You have
stacking.
to do. You got to do what you got to
You gotta do what you gotta
sometimes.
do. So this required 2 yellow.
Yeah.
It's at least the same type of animal. It scores 1 point at the end of the game. 1 yellow going this way, 1 yellow going that
So
way.
you're breaking this one
Yeah.
for that
Let's just
column.
try to stack them up right here.
And it doesn't even match.
That's
the
what I'm saying.
vehicle.
It didn't match the vehicle. Yeah, I know.
I'm really rubbing it in there.
You are.
Okay. What card would you like?
I mean, like, I want this card to keep this going, but this requires 2 pink. I have a pink here. This one's all the way over there.
You're not even going to be able to put the pinks
No.
during regroup because they're not resting.
They're not resting.
That's a kind of a tough one.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna top deck.
Okay.
Come on, find me something.
Good luck.
All right. Okay. We got something.
All right. So then it is back to me. I'm playing my first polar bear. So this requires me to move the blue to resting, yellow to the middle,
Okay.
and it is a submarine. So I move this down. Also, I think if I did the math right,
Okay.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 species are now represented in my play area.
What?
Which is not. Maybe we'll
Oh,
see. If
so you
this
get
is
this
okay.
right here.
Yeah,
All
I have
right.
all 5 different species in play, so I gain the 5 points from that spotting list objective. And Naveen has until the end of his next turn,
Yeah, because
basically.
you're first player.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is possible because I have 1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Oh.
You just have to play a fox.
If I had a fox in hand,
yes.
perhaps.
If Naveen played a fox, then he can also gain that. But at the end of this round, we're going to remove the objective from the table.
That'll be gone, yeah.
Wow, this is just a bunch of puffins and an owl. I'm just going to take the 1 owl then.
Okay.
All right,
You're not clearing them. Come on now.
back to you.
Come on now. Okay, I'm gonna break my my polar bear dreams,
Okay.
Arctic bear dreams. I'm gonna put this over here, Puffin.
Okay.
Okay, so this is gonna require me to move a yellow,
Uh-huh.
move a pink.
Okay.
Okay, and then this does match the vehicle, so we're
Okay.
gonna move down.
Very nice.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so that's that. And I'm trying to plan a route here, so I think I'll take this one. This is gonna be a challenge. but
Okay.
I'm
All
up for
right.
it. So, okay, I did not complete this objective. It is gone.
Let's
I don't
just flip it over.
Yeah, okay, we can just flip it over.
There we go.
we go.
So now it's no longer available.
I'll just move this up because I'm gonna have cards creeping.
Oh, then let's just remove it.
Okay,
Because
sounds
we're
good.
not able to see the other two.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now it is back to me, and it's Arctic Fox time. So
Keeping it going,
I'm
huh?
playing a third Arctic Fox here.
Yes.
It's going to be yellow and then pink.
Uh-oh.
It's via sleigh because the Arctic Fox is on the move.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed to get into a fast vehicle, I guess. So I'm going to move this down. And now I have no more than 2 scientists in each location. So you can do this.
I can do this.
You just have to move scientists from the middle location.
I will be
So
doing
if you
this.
can do that,
Yeah.
you can also claim that. Then
yeah.
neither of us are really working towards that last objective.
Yeah, I have
which is-
2, 2, 1, 1.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah.
So neither of us really have a leg up on there, so you can work on that one as well.
Okay, thank you.
But there you go. just in case you weren't aware.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
It's hard.
It
You
is
You
hard.
create a plan, and you sort of have to try to.
I'm
to
moving
meet it.
scientists here to bring them back.
Yeah.
And it's like an inoptimal animal.
Yeah, the
just to
puzzly-
move the scientists.
Yeah. Sometimes
so-
your plans don't work out.
Yeah.
It's tough. So now I just have to draw up. I'm going to take this
Okay.
card.
Fox.
Another fox.
You and your fox.
It doesn't match the
That's
next
good.
vehicle,
That's a
though,
good
so that's not
that's a
great.
good thing. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely want to make that objective happen. I think there's a way to do it.
Okay.
If I play this seal
Hey.
to the center section here, which is great because I want to alternate and I only want 2 species of the same type in there.
Okay.
So, seal, we have pink going this way.
Yeah.
We have yellow going this way.
Uh-huh.
We have the blimp,
balloon.
balloon. Yeah, so I'm going to move down here. And I have 2, 1, 2. So I also have a max of 2 scientists
Nice.
in each location.
So you take
Thank
that.
you. All right, so that goes there.
Let's just flip that one
Let's
over.
just flip that over.
Just
Why
for
not?
symmetry.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
All right. So one last mid-game objective in play.
Yeah.
Good job.
I am going to top deck it.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I know I need seals and stuff, but man, I need to see something else. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Now you can always spend one of your point.
I can. I can.
And when you observe, you'll get more of these.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you regroup, sorry. When you regroup, you'll gain more of these tokens. And speaking of regrouping,
Time.
I could technically continue to play to observe animals.
If you
but
had the right combination, yes.
when I go to regroup, the problem here is you'll take all of the scientists from both camps and place them in one location.
Yeah.
So now having to focus on just that one location to redistribute the scientists
Mm-hmm.
is going to be the hard part. So I think I'm going to stop here and I'm going to regroup instead of
Okay.
observing another animal. Now again, when taking a regroup action, the first thing that you can do is discard any number of cards from your hand to redraw that many from the deck.
yeah.
So if you're not happy with some of these, you can do that. I'm
can
going to
do it.
discard 1.
1.
So I'm discarding that
Top decking.
and
1.
I get to draw 1.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to score 1 point for each of the scientists that are resting in camps.
So 4 points.
So, you take them as individual ones, basically, so that you can spend them
Yep.
to refresh the display, as Naveen so badly wants to do.
Do it.
And then you place them all in one location, which is the tough part because you can only plan so much, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna place them in this location, even
like
though I
that.
have some in there already.
Very good.
But
So that's the whole action.
that's the whole action. I have regrouped, so it's now to you.
I'm going to have to do something very similar because the card combination is just about to be set up, but it's not quite there. So
Okay.
I'll also do the same thing. So I'm going to get 4 points.
Well, do you want to discard cards from your hand?
Like I'm like semi-committed to these cards, and
But
then
you didn't
like
seem
I'm
very happy with them. Are you just trying to force them?
Kind
This is
of.
your chance.
This is my moment, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll discard 1.
Okay.
I'll discard 1.
Big spender.
Top deck.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then you're going to gain 4 points.
4 points,
Because you
yes.
have 4 scientists
So now,
in camp. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4.
perfect.
All right. Now, where are you going to place
We're
them
sending them all to the left.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's
so you're
just
doing
gonna
the exact
hang out
same.
in this area here.
All right.
Yeah, because I can move from there.
You can. You can shift them this way and then shift them
yeah.
over. All right. Done?
Yep.
So now it's back to me. I'm going to play a puffin to my left location here. It's one of the ones that scores me a point at the end of the game. So it does require me to move 2 of the same color. So it's going to be yellow to the left and yellow to the right.
Very nice.
And it is a kayak that I use
right
to
type of
take this
vehicle.
picture. So I'll go ahead and move that down. Okay. As for my card, I think it's time for me to do it.
You're wiping.
I'm going to wipe it. So I'm going to spend a point. I just came into some points here.
That's
And
right.
I'm going to wipe these.
All right, 4 new.
So let's see a new,
There's your fox.
a new 4-card
There's a
display.
seal.
Wait, there's a fox?
Yeah.
Ah,
And there
nice.
you go. And there you go. There you
It's
go.
perfect. It's so perfect.
Is it all lined up?
I'm going to take it. It
It's-
has the combination I
Oh,
need. All right.
Well, that stinks for me.
Back to you.
There we go.
Well, I wiped it for you.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, you did. All right, so I set this up. So let's not forget plan A, which
Mm-hmm.
is to play a polar bear.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and put them there. Now, this will have the matching type. So it's going to be yellow to the right, pink to the left, and then we have
Nice.
skis. So we're moving down.
And skis.
Now that you've wiped the display, I'll take this puffin over here.
Puffin.
Yep, there we go.
All right.
Back to you. Another fox. Foxes.
Well, I have the fox that I need right now, so I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Okay.
So this is a fox in the middle here.
Yep.
Requires me to move blue to the right, yellow to the left, and I went via kayak.
Yeah, that's
so I'm
good.
moving that down. Speaking of kayak, I believe I now
have
have
four?
four of them.
Shit.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 identical
I can't do
vehicles
it
in
on my
play.
turn. Everything's all
I
split up.
warned you, Naveen. I warned you.
Well, I set it up pretty good, but then I just couldn't get the right combination to make it happen.
Yeah, it's hard to focus on everything at once.
Yeah.
Really hard. Okay. So I'm going to draw a card, and I think I'm just going to take this one.
Okay.
All right.
Going back to Fox, huh?
Going back to Fox. Back to you.
Fox time. Ooh, look at this guy. All right. Oh, that changed things. All right, I'll still play this card. Okay, so I have a puffin.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to put them here. This is going to match the vehicle, and we're alternating still. So
Yeah.
we got yellow going here. We got pink going there. And then it matches the
sleigh.
So we're going to move that down.
Very nice.
Now I got 2 blues.
That's perfect for things like this. This scores you a point.
I know.
What's important to you?
But then that seal is over here. We don't want a seal over there.
Yeah, you're gonna break your interspecies relationships.
And the alternating.
Yeah.
Well, alternating would still be something, but
Now I will say we are both halfway in one column
Yes.
to the end of the game. So this is potentially mid-game here because again, as soon as a player has 7 cards in one location, that triggers the end of the game.
right. But I think I have identified a card that I could use. It's going to be this one right here, this puffin.
All right.
All right.
Very
To
nice.
you.
All right, back to me. I'm
Also,
going to.
this is done, by the way, so I
yes.
can't score this. So
That's
let's
done.
just
So you can flip that over.
Yeah.
All right, our objectives are done. We're now
Objective.
just focused on the end of the game. So I'm going to observe a snowy owl in my right location here.
Okay.
I'm moving blue over to the left, pink goes to rest, and I've taken a balloon to get there. So there's that. As for my card, gosh, I'm torn between these two because they're both equally not as great, but it's really going to be dependent on which scientist I choose to rest. If I
Yeah.
choose to take this, I'm resting a pink one. I won't have wiggle room for moving pink
Yeah.
scientists.
They'll be
you know?
basically on the edges.
That's the hard, that's the decision right now. Let's just do it.
Okay.
I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take this one. All
Very
right.
good. All right. What do we got here? A seal.
Back to you.
A seal. Oh, that changed things a little. The
You keep
seal.
changing your plans.
Come on, seal. All right, I'm gonna play this card, and we'll just figure out life after. Okay, it's gonna be a puffin, the one I
Okay.
took. I'm gonna play it here, so I'm still alternating.
Yeah.
So we have yellow going this way. We
Okay.
have blue going this way. We have too many blues here.
Too many
This is a
blues.
problem over
no,
here.
it's not a problem for cards like this.
No, but the seal needs to be here. I don't want to add a third animal here.
Yeah, it looks like we have the same sort of organization plan. We have one column that has one type of species.
Yes.
And then 2 columns that have specifically 2.
I
and that's
know.
because of these cards.
Okay, I'm gonna take the seal.
Okay.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna take it. Dang it. All right, there we go. Oh no, fox guy.
All right. Back to me. I'm going to play the polar bear
Okay.
that I took there. It's not going to be ideal because my mode of transportation wasn't what I needed.
Sure.
But it's going to be pink to the left, blue to the right. So let me just arrange these. I use skis. Unfortunately, no skis there. So that is the end.
Okay.
And now I feel like I'm running into trouble
Mm.
because of the combination of cards that are showing up versus the ones that are the scientists that are who are in my camps. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm just going to take this.
Okay. All right.
No true rhyme or reason, I think.
This is rough right now.
Okay.
Am I bailing here? Do I have to bail? Do I have to bail on my owl? Ah,
Dang.
the only owl out there is blue. All my
Yeah.
blues are stacked on the far left over here. So to get it over is going to be very difficult.
Right. Wait, didn't you play this card on your last turn?
Mm-hmm.
This puffin?
Yep.
You didn't go down on your transportation column.
Well, you can always track it. Let's see. So the first one was the submarine.
Yeah.
Then the
kayak.
kayak. Then I did the blimp balloon.
Uh-huh.
And then, oh yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Submarine.
Thank you. Very
You
nice.
almost shorted yourself
I
there.
did, yeah. And based off the cards I have, I'm going to have to. Oh, that changed things. That changed things.
Oh, did it?
I was mentally preparing that, like, I have
Oh,
a vehicle
no.
that's going to now push it in, but now the vehicle is different. I am going to surprisingly bring my scientist back in.
You're gonna regroup?
We're regrouping, so
All right.
just
well,
two
would you
of
like to discard any cards?
them. Yeah, I'll discard one card,
Okay.
a single card.
So go ahead and draw.
Draw, and then I
The
get
deck.
2 points.
And then you have 2 scientists on your camp. So there's your 2 points.
Okay.
Where are you gonna place them?
Plopping these 2 here.
Oh, interesting.
I know.
All right. Well, it goes back to me. I'm playing another Arctic fox. I set up these 2 blue scientists here so
Oh,
that I
man.
could move them.
See you later.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What is that? 5 is 10 points,
2 more cards in this
and you end
in
again.
this column, and the game ends. So
Yeah.
1 blue to the left, 1 to the right. Oops.
Okay.
And it is a sleigh. It has a sleigh, so this moves down 1.
You're doing it.
Okay.
You're doing it.
As for my card, I'm going to spend 1 of these
Wipings.
and wipe them.
All right.
There you go.
What you need 4? 1,
Yes,
2, 3. I had my eye on one of those, but it's
You did?
that's okay.
For once, the one time you didn't want me to
know.
flush it.
I know.
Okay. Ooh, what do we have here? I'll take this one.
Okay. Fox.
All right. So we
And
have
he gets
a
that 21 points.
new card.
You are.
I'm trying.
I know you
Trying hard.
How dare
Right,
you.
back to you, Naveen.
Okay, well, I stacked all these up to set this up. So I need a bear. So we're going to do this bear right here. So this one is going to be blue going left, pink going right.
Okay.
So pink going right, blue going left, and then it is a submarine. So
Yes.
we're going to move down.
Don't forget that.
Very good. And then let's go ahead and just nab this card out here.
Okay.
Hooty hoo.
All right. Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo.
Okay, so back to me. And now it is my turn to regroup again. So I'm going to start by discarding this card,
The fox.
and I'm going to draw 1.
Okay.
And then I am going to take 3 points because I have 3 scientists in my camps.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just take a 3.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna place them all here.
Ooh. That's a
So
good one.
making some space.
a big move.
All right, back to you, Naveen.
Okay, well, I have the 2 blue. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to play a puffin, so we're going to keep this alternating with only 2 species. It's going
Okay.
to require 2 blue to go 1 left, 1 right, left onto the camp, right into the center. And this one is going to go here. Now, I believe this vehicle is not going to get me to move down. I'm just going to move these objective cards out of the way.
How many do you have in there?
I have 6.
You have 6?
Yeah.
Are you trying to speed end the game?
Well, because you got a bunch of foxes. I
oh
don't-
no,
Yeah, so
I made a mistake.
this is worth 1 point, and then I get to draw a card.
Okay.
And I'll take this polar bear. There we
All
go.
right.
Very good. Okay.
Naveen, are you gonna end it? Is that your goal? Well, you only have 1.
I only have 1, so you have
only have
at
1.
least
So I have 2
2 turns.
2 turns.
At least.
Gosh, you are truly stinky. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll play this. So I'm gonna play this seal
Okay.
to this column here, moving 1 blue scientist there and a yellow one to the camp. And it has a kayak symbol, so I'm moving this down by 1, and I'm gonna draw a card, and I think it'll have to be this one. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get any more cards in that column.
I need that to be the case.
I chose wrong. I should have put my scientist there. I didn't realize that you were gonna just
Try it.
rush one.
Try.
I guess that makes sense. That is probably the strategic thing.
Yeah.
Now the question is Naveen going to ruin his every other streak just to end the
it.
game? Like,
It's bad. No, if I do, then it's costing me 9 points if I do that because
Yeah.
the end game scoring is you want exactly 2 species.
Yes.
And so if I put a different species, that kills that.
Yeah.
And then if I put like another puffin right here,
yeah.
just
Then
to
that
try to
ruins
end it, then that ruins the 6
6
points.
points.
So that's potentially
So
9
that is
points.
the 6 points difference that I would be having by placing another fox,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
So it's not that simple.
Yeah, and
thankfully.
you got all 3 objectives to my 1 of the objectives.
I warned you
I saw it. I got
about
owned.
the vehicle thing.
Okay, let's go ahead and just put out an owl here.
Okay.
This does not match the vehicle. My vehicle game is not very good in this column over here, but
Oh.
we're gonna move a pink over here
Uh-huh.
and a yellow out to the side,
Okay.
and then
Which card?
yes, which card? I'll take this card right here.
All right.
It's a bear.
Okay.
There we go. This is for you. A fox.
Fox.
So many foxes.
Ugh. The color combinations are just not there. All right, so it's back to me, and I'm gonna play this puffin
Okay.
to the first column. So yellow goes to rest, which is actually kind of bad, and then blue goes over.
Uh-oh.
This is a balloon, so I do move that down.
2 points.
And I'm gonna flush this.
You're flushing?
I'm flushing it. So there's 1 point. This is probably worth it.
Okay.
So let's see a new
2.
hand of 4, because I do have a couple of options.
2, 3, and 4. There you are.
All right. But unfortunately, these are just not the combinations that I need. So I'm going to top deck it.
Top deck
We're
time.
taking a big risk. Taking a big risk.
Done?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to bring together the scientists. So
Okay.
can I have 3 points?
Yes.
I'm going to put all 3 of these people here, stacking them in the dead center.
You didn't want to discard anything?
Oh, yes. I keep forgetting
You
this.
always forget that part.
Yeah, I'll discard this one.
Okay.
This card's out.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll take one from the top.
Okay. So here's your 3
My 3
points.
points. Thank you.
And you moved them all?
I did. I moved
That
them
is a fantastic idea.
You're doing
I'm
it?
just going to regroup. I'm also going to discard 2 cards
Okay.
to start that so that I have a couple of options here. I'm going to score 2 points
2 points.
for my scientists,
You're gonna
and
get a
then I'm
fox
placing
out,
them
aren't
both
you?
in the middle.
Yeah.
I deeply needed something to move a yellow scientist
Dang.
into the middle. But I couldn't find that proper combination that would make sense for the other
Yeah.
columns. Okay, back
All
to
right,
you.
so since you're doing that, I'm going to
Yeah.
play the seal here, keeping the alternating.
Okay.
We're going to go there. So it's going to be yellow to the left, pink to the right. And it's not the right vehicle,
Not the right
unfortunately.
vehicle.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and flush. I'm going to spend 1
Okay.
point to flush this.
Okay.
Let's see something better.
We're like at the very end of the game.
I want the best.
Really looking for our perfect
Only
solutions.
the best.
Okay.
All right, here we go. There we
And
go.
4. Very
Okay,
nice.
That looks good. Well, this looks like everything this can do. So I'm going to take that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Then it goes back to me.
More fox.
I'm playing a fox. I've been wanting to play this fox card for a while. So this is fox number 6. So I'm going to move the
Yeah,
discard
we don't
pile
need that
off
on
screen
screen.
now.
Yeah.
1 yellow to the right. So the yellow that I desperately couldn't move
Mm-hmm.
is now I'm able to move it. 1 blue to the left, and I have a kayak. So 1 more card here, and
So we both can
that
trigger
ends
it.
the- we can both trigger the end.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now I feel like Naveen is in position here now to just end the game. So
Mm.
I was thinking about flushing the display. I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna draw a card.
Drawing a card, huh?
I did. I drew a card. It's back to you. Are you ending the game?
I'm going to try to irk out an extra point here. So
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
go, I'm going to put this owl here.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and slide that over. So that puts 4 owls. That gives me, it's a 3-point play.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have a fox that's perfectly that. I should have been kind of watching what you've been grabbing, but you probably do.
That's
So probably.
so hard.
I don't want to spend a point, so I'm just going to top deck it.
That's what I said. But
Yeah.
you will get another turn.
Yes.
No matter what.
It's
Okay.
true.
Well, now it's back to me, and this is where I'm in big trouble because I fizzled. I fizzled because I don't have a card that's going to fit perfectly with anything that I have here. So I'm just going to play it. At least it's going to score me a point at the end of the game. It does meet my transportation requirements, and I'm placing it here. It is a 3rd species now
Solid.
in this column. At least this is worth more points. So
Yes, the every
I
other.
still don't have. Yeah, they're still every other.
But it costs you 3 points.
But
doing
it
that.
does cost me 3 points because I'm no longer going to be scoring that objective. So this
Interesting.
requires 1 pink to the left, 1 pink to the right,
Okay, so that pink to the left could be the kill fox for me. So I need to end
or
it.
maybe not.
No.
And I also have skis,
yeah.
so at least it's the 3
You got
points.
the 3
there.
points back.
So it is something. I am going to. I'll just take a fox.
All right,
All right,
fox time.
back to you. Are you ending?
I
it?
have to end it because I
ending it
think I
now?
saw you take a fox that has exactly that. So
No.
all right, I'm gonna put this polar bear. Look at him
Swimming.
Okay, we're gonna put it there. So I have exactly 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is gonna require yellow one way, yellow the other way. All my
Okay.
scientists hanging out in the center,
Having a party.
having a party. Just not the right.
Not the, not the right transportation.
I had this one. This one was the right one, but I didn't have pink there.
Oh.
So I could have like brought it over, and
Yeah.
then, but then I think you would have clobbered me. So.
Well, I did have
You had a
one
fox that could do that,
last
right?
fox
Yeah.
that I was 1 away from. I just needed to
Oh,
get
and
that
it had
pink
skis?
in there.
No.
It even had skis.
Yeah, no.
That would have been a 6.
You got the
plus
vehicle game down. You got the objective
3.
game,
That would have
vehicle
been 9
game.
points, so it's good that you ended it there. So that is it.
Yeah.
The game is over
That's it,
because you have how many cards in
7.
there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I was a start player. So
You were a
you
start
finished
player.
out the round so the players have had an equal number of turns, which we now have.
Yep.
So, shall we go into final scoring?
Okay, yep.
And to track our final scores, we have a handy dandy notepad that I'm going to be using. And so, since I was the first player, shall I count my animals first?
Okay, sure.
So again, you go from column to column and you assess the like type species, how many of them you have per column, per species. So as example, in my first column here, I only have 2 different species. I have the puffin as well as the polar bear. And I have 3 puffin, which is going to score me 3 points.
3 points, yep.
And 2 polar bears, which is 1 point. So there's a total of 4 points, for
there.
this first column.
Okay.
This column is entirely comprised of the Arctic fox.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is 15 points.
So 4 plus 15 plus.
And then this one has 3 species. I have the puffin, and if you only have one of a species, it's 0 points. I have 1, 2 seals and 2 owls. So that's 2 points total for that column.
Yep.
For a grand total of 21 points amongst all 3 of my locations.
That's good. All right, so we'll go from in to out. So I have 4 owls. I really wanted more owls here. That was really my goal.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even get the vehicles going. That was the hardest part.
It's tough.
There's a lot of seals out there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
So that makes it
points.
6 for the first one. And then here I have a 3 and 2 situation. So it's 1, 2, 3 seals, which we know 3 is 3, and then 2 is 1, so it's a 4.
Okay.
And then here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bears, which is 6, and then 1, 2, 3 puffins, which is 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9.
9. That is a total of 19 points. We're only off by 2. That's this looked like it was going to be more lucrative than it was, but because this scored so low, then it really wasn't in the grand scheme of things.
I think you collected more points overall.
That might be the difference because of the objectives.
Yep.
But before we get to that, let's score our transportation columns.
Okay.
Again, you add up the final locations of each flag. So I have 5 plus 8 is 13 plus 8.
21.
So 21.
Yep. Yeah, mine not as good. 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 1, 13.
13. Okay, that might be the difference.
Yeah. This owl thing was just like hurting.
All right, next we score the points that are printed on the animal cards themselves. So I only have 1, 2, 3 because they're those star symbols.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you got a lot.
Yeah.
Those ones are harder to complete.
They are.
Because
You
they
need
require the same
the
color.
light type. Yeah. Like I wish I could have just blown this out from here and
Yeah.
scored more points, but it would have just prolonged the game, and I think you would have ended with foxes.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to end it on my turn.
Yeah.
All right, now we have the final scoring conditions. So this is scoring card 1 and 2. For scoring card 1, interspecies relationships, this is 3 points for each location with animals of exactly 2 species. I only have that in 1 location because I ruined it with that puffin
Yeah.
right there. So it's a total of 3 because I have
points.
only puffins and polar bears there.
Mine is going to be 6 because I have polar bears and puffins, and then I have seals and puffins here.
Nice.
This one's all just owls, so 3 times 2.
Okay, and for the other scoring criteria, territorial animals, this is 6 points for each location with no animals of the same species adjacent to each other.
Okay.
So this is an example of a column that does not qualify, but my other 2 locations do because none of the ones that are adjacent to each other are the same animal. We did that alternating species thing.
Yeah, so you
that's
got 12
points.
Yeah, I got the same thing with 12. So my owls here clearly are adjacent to each other, but these are now alternating, and so are these.
All right, very good. So now let's go ahead and count up our points in hand.
Oh, no.
So I have 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Okay, I got 14.
Okay, that is everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of math and I'll get back to you with our final scores. All right, the final scores are in, and it is me with 83 to Naveen with 69.
Oh, I wanted it to be less, like 10 or less. I knew I was going to lose, right? After
It was a tough game for you.
It was a tough game.
That was a tough one.
You know, I wanted the owls. I could not get the right vehicles on the right owls. So
Yeah.
I think I should have zagged and been like, okay, fine. Owls will be the other one. And then maybe make it puffins are going to be the one that.
Right.
Or seals are going to be the one. But I got so hard headed about like, no, it's going to be
gotta
the
be this
owls
way.
are going to be the ones that are going to be the ones moving up.
Clearly, it's a card-based game with a display, so you're not necessarily going to find the exact cards that you want all the time.
You can flush, though.
So you can flush.
And when you take the scientists back to the center, then you get to discard cards.
Yes, that is
draw up.
true.
Yeah.
But it does seem like you need to zag. You need to kind of know when to zag. Now, this is a big difference from the first time we played. The first time we played, we had the other scenario where it just nothing worked out for me. My plans all got foiled.
Yeah.
And
Because
there's a big difference in our scores.
you get distracted by the scoring cards. The race for the objectives is also something I was like trying to focus on. I'm like, okay, so I need the right vehicles. Because there's that one have 4 of the same type. The right vehicles at the right time, faster than you.
Yes,
Exactly. That's hard, yeah.
So that's sort of what we were kind of referring to at the start of the video. It's simple in gameplay structure, but it's really about having to consider all of these different scoring criteria and when am I going to, place certain cards at the right time. So Anywho, that is Borealis at 2 players. Now, again, this game does play up to 4 players. The rules don't change, really.
Yep.
The only thing is, obviously, you'll have more tokens for higher player counts for the scoring objectives, but you'll always play with 3. And the game comes with several of these objectives, by the way, and you'll always play with one of each type. So, as an example, there's balanced ecosystem. Have at least 3 animal cards in each location.
And we could have done that easily, yeah.
Another one is have 3 scientists in a single camp. There was one that was really difficult. Return at least 5 scientists from the camps in a single turn.
Oh, so you want them 5 on the outskirts and then now bring them all in
Yeah, I
one
think
turn.
we played with this before. And this was actually a lot more difficult to accomplish than it seems.
Yeah.
The other flag objectives are also pretty tough. So this one, as an example, have a flag 4 spaces ahead of another.
Okay, so like this one right here.
Yeah.
So I had this 1, 2, 3, 4. This would have been it.
Yes,
Yep.
you would have gotten it there. But it really kind of encourages you to focus on one column instead of sort of divvying it out equally, which is kind of what we did.
Especially in a 2-player game.
Right.
It's one person gets 5, the other person doesn't. So it's a 10-point swing.
Yes. As for the end game scoring conditions, there are several of these that come with the game as well. And they're going to be stuff like 2 points for each scientist in a location of your choice at the end of the game.
Okay.
So you really want to shift
So
scientists
like this would have been
over.
amazing.
That would have been amazing for you.
Yeah.
5 points for each horizontal row of 3 animals of the same species. So they can get kind of tough here.
Yep.
2 points for each card with your most common vehicle type.
Okay.
So each time you play, you'll play with a different combination of these,
shuffle 'em
and you'll
up.
have different things to focus on.
Yep. Well, there you have it. That is Borealis Arctic Expedition. Now, this game is currently on pre-order, so if you are interested in more details, there's a link in the description which you can check out. If you have any questions about anything you saw here, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. We'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you all so much for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.